Hi everyone, I'm Sufyan from Concise Therapy and Counseling, and as you can see, I'm actually off duty. Today, I would like to touch on some reasons why parents actually scold their teenagers. So, I've asked Mita why parents actually scold their teenagers, and they came up with a list of reasons. We'll go through one of the reasons today. And the first reason, according to artificial intelligence, is that parents fear for the safety of their teenagers. So, what's that about? As we know, teenagers get scolded because they are using their mobile devices for too long. Maybe they're supposed to be using it for schoolwork, but they use it to communicate with their friends or watch videos that they're not supposed to see. They're using it way beyond their sleeping time. Parents will be worried about all the possible online harms that can happen to you. And of course, you feel that you're more than capable of managing yourselves, but that's what being a young person is all about. Growing from a very young person, child, to an adult, where before this, you were having to refer to your parents for lots of different things, for guidance, for instruction, for advice. And then now you have more independence and more autonomy. You can do more things on your own and you want to try out things on your own. You feel that you can make decisions on your own and you want to try out and push boundaries and you want to try out new things. And you should, because otherwise you'll be a child forever, right? But the thing is, because of the situation with online harms, right? All the risks that are online. So parents reading things that they see on the in the media, offenses related to online harms, scammers, and things like that. So they're very anxious and they're very worried. They don't want you to end up being a victim of any online harms. That's number one. And I think the second reason is because if your mobile devices are distracting you from doing other things that you're supposed to be doing, that are supposed to be your priorities now, like doing your homework and doing your projects and revising or even doing household chores, right? Then the parents' fear is that then you might get carried away. There is one fear that parents are quite worried about, which is about you getting addicted, right? And what would that mean? That means that you'll be using your devices and not doing any other thing that a normal human being is supposed to do, right? Because these gadgets that you're using are very fun to use. They're very enjoyable. The things that you do on them, like playing games, watching videos, they can occupy you for hours and hours on end. So if you don't put a limit to it, you might end up, in the worst case scenario, you might end up not eating, not sleeping, not doing your schoolwork, not doing lots of other things that they want you to do or you're supposed to be doing, right? And that's a fear. That's a fear that your parents have. So, one tip, right? If you want to show that you can manage mobile device as an adult, because that's what you're trying to do to become an adult eventually, then you would need to show some responsibility. And if, let's say, for example, your parents are putting some limits in terms of how much of the device you can use, then for beginners, I would say you would need to start respecting those limits. And eventually, if you want to use more of your mobile devices, you will need to negotiate, show that you can manage it together with all the other things that you're supposed to be doing, right? And then ensure that when you're on the device as well, other than doing things for entertainment, also do things that might be a little bit more helpful, constructive, so that they can see that you're doing useful things there as well, right? And you can balance use of your mobile device, right? And hopefully with that, you can slowly negotiate with your parents whether you want to use more, you want to extend the timing. And parents, if you are listening, and if you have valid reasons why you don't want you don't want your teens, right? Your young people at home to be using more of the device, then you would need to do a lot of explaining, a bit like this, but you also need to share what are some of your concerns, what are you very anxious about, and then you might need to have some kind of agreement in terms of how much they can use, and if let's say they go back or are unable to fulfill their part of the agreement, then it's all fair. You would then be able to, take back some of the restrictions that you put on the mobile device. Okay, but for young people, right? Just a word of caution. The mobile device, right? If you are having issues with sleeping, you're having issues with finishing your homework, you're having other issues in your life, right? You're feeling very frustrated because of relationship problems, because of the communications that you have on your mobile device, because of the text messages, because of the messages and the content that you see on social media, and you see other people doing some things and they're disagreeing with you, you're disagreeing with them. So if you're having issues with that, I think you might want to step back and have a look at your engagement and the way you use social media. Because if it's causing you lots of problems, whether it's health or physical or emotional or psychological difficulties, you might want to have a rethink about your relationship with your mobile device. If you found this useful, right, then please click subscribe so that we can do more such videos. Otherwise, I'll just stop doing them. And then if you find that you have other questions that you want me to address, yeah, please feel free to put it in the comments. So we'll see you again.